This is Skyrim, a 2011 blockbuster hit made by Bethesda Studio. But this game isn't just your typical RPG fantasy game. It's more like a place, a physical location where it feels existing even after you close the game and go to bed. It stays with you, it comforts you, it doesn't ask for your attention. It simply carries on with or without you. And somehow the moment you step back into it, it feels like home. I used to put hundreds of hours in online competitive games like Call of Duty, Rainbow, fighting games, you name them, chasing that adrenaline rush every time I press find a match. But now that I'm 32 years old, my back! Something fell off for a while. I was getting angry and constantly leaving more irritated than relaxed after closing a game. I needed a change, so I decided to go on a game that I've heard for years, to an elder game. I decided to play Skyrim, but to give it the proper playthrough. Not speedrunning, not skipping dialogue, not looking for the best way to start or the best build to run, like I usually do in these competitive games. I wanted just to play, to just wonder, and what I did not expect was for time to completely slow down and rewrite how I look at gaming altogether. Now, don't get me wrong, I had my fair share of single-player games throughout the years, but nothing as this, an RPG. So embarking on a game like this, to be honest, was pretty daunting. I felt Skyrim greeted me with a lot of patience, no pressure, no scoreboard, no screaming in the lobby to ready up, no toxicity. Instead, they give you silence, the sea, the mountains that look older than anything you ever seen. And for the first time, I wasn't rushing. I still remember the first moment the game starts. Such an interesting way to start a game like this. It was the first surprise and the game just started. Finally, I found the source of this meme. It put a smile on my face and already felt like I was a part of this. The beautiful thing about Skyrim is that it doesn't ask who you are. It asks what you want to be. And I didn't realize how rare that question is in gaming. But then when I saw the dragon for the first time, I felt overwhelmed. Little did I know that I will eventually encounter one myself in the wild, and unlike now where the game holds my hands to teach me the controls, at that time there will be no hand-holding. Right here I was fighting my muscle memory. I was fighting myself. Skyrim surprised me with the freedom it gives you and the choices right from the start. And again, my competitive nature was trying to get a hold of me. Like I needed to watch a guide to see what is the best choice. But I calmed myself down and remember, just go with your feeling. There's nothing to lose, just to experience here. So I did it and it felt extremely rewarding. Then when the game opened up and see Ralph leaving me to be on my own, I felt a new dopamine hit that never knew existed. So I leaned back and allow it to immerse me. It took a while until I found my pace, until I got used to the control, but it wasn't long until the world of Skyrim made its present. The wind, the landscape, the music in the background, the enormous world. I can tell a lot of care and passion went into all of this, and to think that this game came out 10 years ago is even more staggering. Games really hit their peak in the late 2000s and the early 10s. Finding out that you can interact with anything in this game was mind-blowing to me.
Feindal thinks he can woo Camilla Valer.
Hey, watch it! As a mountain and black as night. It flew right over the barrel.
What's going on?
Why are they hurting each other?
Is that his chicken? He wants to kill me over a chicken now.
You think you can take me?
Oh really? Come at me. Anyway, the playstyles, the builds you can have. I decided to go with the brute force, the two-handed weapon, and to focus on stamina more than any other attribute, because I want to feel more like me, more personal. Because of my background in fitness, it felt right. There are games out there where you can create your character, sure, but the playstyles were level beyond that. It's one thing to look like what you want, but to be one is truly inspiring. Realizing that fast travel is locked in the beginning was perfect. At first I thought, after getting used to the atmosphere, eventually it will be a chore to keep walking, but I couldn't be more wrong. The fog rolling through the trees, the sound of distant wolves, a ruined tower on the horizon pulling your attention. I found myself wandering off the path because the world felt alive, in a way multiplayer maps never do. Every step carried potential danger, treasure, or just a quiet moment where the music fades in softly, like the game is breathing with you. From foxes, mammoths, even to crabs, it was immersive, pure, and uninterrupted. Then, as I was wandering to my next location, I stumbled upon something that made me feel and panic like nothing before. Forget about getting jumped by 3-man squad in Warzone or getting jump scared in the horror games. This was something else. The feel of hopelessness was cranked to 11. I lost all my sense of controls, and even though I was started to get a hang of these, here I forgot everything. Truth be told, I was not aware that you can stumble upon dragons in the wild randomly. So when I did, I panicked. Fighting was out of the question, but running was also a big problem. Because the stamina, right? Me usually relying on movement to get out of danger, here I feel like my training wheels were cut off. But if the dragon gave me problem, here comes the puzzles. Oh my god. I'm not the type of person that thinks a lot. I just go. And this puzzle really gave me a headache. So I just brute forced my way through it and somehow I made it through. The caves were also another aspect to me that is totally new. I had no idea where I was going. or if I was going the right direction. I over-relied on the map, and to be honest, the moment I closed the map, I already forgot what I was looking, so I need to keep checking it. I had no idea if I was doing the main quest at this point, but after a few hours in the caves and many skeletons later, I made my way to Riverhood, where an NPC called Delphine was waiting for me with a quest. And over here she gave me an interesting offer. We need to get to Kyne's Grove. I swear I practiced before, but we can tag along or meet there. And after all this game showed me, one question came to mind. Is this NPC actually gonna go all the way? Or is just gonna disappear and this is just a fluff? Well, I decided to follow her all the way to see if she actually walks the full distance. I mean, surely the devs did not program this, but to my complete awe, this NPC went all the way to the location.
Goddamn right.
But we arrived at the destination and here we encounter the big boss. I had no idea back then, but to be honest, I wasn't afraid because I was not alone. So I pushed in and noticed he's the leader and has some soldier dragons. Then we managed to destroy him. Progression in the game felt good, even without the boost from the stones in the beginning. Yes, I did not know about these 3 stones in the beginning. I learned about them, now, after I've played a lot, so yeah, but the progression wasn't that bad, but the complexity just begun. The shouts were also a key pillar in fights, and it took a while until I know what to use and when to use, not to mention my other powers. I hit a point where I was going through the menu with ease, and I felt like nobody's a match. But I was hooked. I wanted to master all my abilities. I also decided that maybe spending some points on the archery tree was a good idea because I had no range and sometimes I felt like a bow would be nice, so I did. Quick saving was also essential that I learned. After doing some miscellaneous stuff and died and realized that was all for nothing, I started quick saving even mid-fight, which proved to be a mistake because here I stumbled upon the lurker, and here I am thinking that the dragons are the most difficult and feel like I know how to handle them. Then this creature woke up and chose violence. I tried all the tricks, but the worst part about it is that a dragon was also after me. As I mentioned, quick saving mid-fight proved to be a bad mistake, and now I somehow needed to fight them both. Maybe I need to do something else. But then somehow he got trapped in the river and I thought maybe this is my opportunity. But there you go, the dragon came in, attacked me, and then I fell from my power position. I thought this is the best option, but I still needed to take care of the dragon beforehand. So after a bit of battle, the dragon just left. But then came another problem. I was not able to lure him in the river, and just before me giving up, an idea sparked. The city. Maybe if I lure him there, everybody will help me. And so they did. Finally, the beast went down. I don't know if that was how I was supposed to do it, but regardless, I did it. I went along with this quest, thinking this is the main one, but hit another big problem. I needed to face another lurker, so I had to get out. But the issue was, I had no idea how to leave this realm. I had to switch quest to level up. That was my thought because even though I did not play any Assassin's Creed except 1 and 2 back in the day, I knew the recent ones are open world. So I have a friend that loves them, and I remember him talking about how he needs to do side quests in order to level up because he cannot beat the main quest. So knowing that, I thought this is the same thing, but it's not that explicit. So I fervently believed I need to switch quests. Little did I knew that I was doing the side quest right now, and I switched to the main quest. Man, Skyrim really makes you feel like everything you do is important. Eventually, I made my way back to Skyrim. And I also continue to skip the fast travel for now because I know this is the best way to really soak in the game and discover the key places that if I want later, I can use them. The game rewards you not only with the atmosphere but also for the convenience later if you want. Now we have a stealth mission. At this point, what Skyrim cannot do. So I needed to sneak under disguise to a party. Man, what a party. But this was my type of mission. Hitman Splinter Cell style. Come on, this is right at home. I knew I have this in Okay, so I decided to brute force my way through this mission and eventually I managed to get out of the embassy, escape it, and the quest was over. But still, I truly believe this can be done stealthily, properly, not like I did it. I was also paying attention to the little stuff, like the amazing sculpture on the wall and the simple thing of being able to sit. Not even GTA can pride themselves with stuff like this, unless it's for a mission or to blend in like Assassin's Creed. Many hours later, the decision of listening to every dialogue was paying off. I was so invested in the main quest that I could not be distracted. I learned that I need to go back in time to learn a secret shout.
Cool.
That was incredible. The game kept on giving. This new shout was something essential to make Dragon land, and it was perfect because of my two-handed weapon build. Archer was still too weak to take on dragons midair. The fact that I needed to climb the biggest mountain to receive this information from a dragon was pure cinema. The snowy field, the powerful winds really made it feel like you are there, struggling to climb like in real life. So I needed to find an Elder Scroll, hence the title, to go back in time and learn the shout. At this point, quick saving was second nature. Having around 20 hours in this game, I felt I can handle anything now. I knew when to fight and when to flee. But then it happened. I finally came across another dragon. This was the Blood Dragon. I felt excited. Finally, now I can get my revenge. I was no longer afraid. I was in control, and even though it was not easy, I knew how to handle it. It was a proud moment, a sentiment of satisfaction, of progression, bigger than getting another rank up in an online game. This was a true develop of character. But here the game hit me with another thing. There is such a thing of carrying too much stuff, and therefore you cannot move. But in a moment I didn't realize, and I kept trying to figure out why am I walking like this, am I sick or what? But after realizing that, I was throwing my stuff around, and the NPC called me out on it.
Quit throwing your garbage everywhere.
What are you doing that for?
To be honest, I don't think it's a good idea to expose your chin like that when you approach someone with, this energy, but okay. These details are the cornerstone in this game's immersion. That's why I was saying in the beginning that it feels like a real place that exists with or without you. Marching on foot on icy lands might be my favorite thing to do, but then when I came across the ribbed flag and a skeleton, it made me think for how long this man died. Was he stranded? What happened? He did try to signal for help, but no one came. I mean, he's not gonna use them, right? No matter the place you're in, either you go about your day, or stumble upon an animal or a random NPC who picks on you for no reason, Skyrim makes you feel like this is a real place, and the power of nature is unforgiving. I was tasked to find some stolen books, and this is when I found another layer of intricacy. Skyrim has over 1,000 unique NPCs, and before this, I did not know that some NPCs can die forever. Usually in other games, they respawn eventually. But here, there are two kinds of NPCs, essential and non-essential. The essential ones are someone like Delphine, I believe, who are crucial for the main story, and the non-ones can die and never come back. Oh, Orton! Did he actually die? So in this case, Orton got killed, and I was expecting a mission failure, but it went on just fine. But to be honest, I felt sad for him. This concept I saw for the first time implemented in Red Dead Redemption 2. With the countless videos on the internet that you cannot escape if you're in the space. So knowing that Skyrim did this first, at this point I was like, of course Skyrim has this. I was starting to look and loot in every nut and cranny, something I didn't notice at first. Only later, and of course now as I edit this, me who had little to no patience, because I'm always on the run in these fast-paced online games. But taking the time and doing this was refreshing. It felt rewarding, and even though you can peek and look everything in the game, it doesn't feel like a waste of time. You feel like there's always something useful, or at least something to look at and move on. It makes you want to explore. But Skyrim is not all about seriousness. It does allow itself to be funny from time to time.
You look awful. Better not get me sick.
You're just jealous you cannot grow a mohawk like I do. But hey, at least the kids are nice.
One of the new servants? Remember that I like my meat rare.
As I was getting closer to the end, the game made me feel strong, and strong I was as I was defeating this dragon. This time I had no help, no town to learn him, no city nearby, so the NPCs can help me. I was just all by myself. I feel the big rush of adrenaline and satisfaction. This game truly has the perfect balance between soft gameplay and friction gameplay. It's not like we start the game strong, we'll build ourselves up to this point. So here we are using the Elder Scroll to go back in time and learn the almighty shout. And I was all into it. I was curious about every line, every little dialogue they had to say. And to be honest, even the animation were amazing. Rough around the edges, but games nowadays have nothing on this. At this point, I was hunting dragons for fun. But when I got the task to kill Parthenos, I was not at all keen to do it. Because he's my boy now, alright? He told me everything I need to do in order to take down my arch nemesis. I don't care about your history, okay? If you're good now, we're good. But finally, I met my arch nemesis. Did not expect to fight him right away, but I was ready. Getting the hang of the shout wasn't as easy as I thought. Initially, I thought I can only use it when he stays still, but after a bit of use, I realized I can use it even when he is in full flight. And the sheer satisfaction to battle him and Batronas rooting me was top notch. And to be honest, I used every single thing on it. Scrolling, the movement, knowing exactly when to strike. And I've seen a lot of people that this scrolling through the menu will break the immersion, but for me personally, it didn't have that. I still felt like I was there in the moment, right? So after a long battle, I finally defeated him, but it was not over. It was just a win. I managed to lure him away, but now I need to find him and actually finish it. And it's here where I discovered that you can have a follower. And speaking of that, why not subscribe? Shameless plug, but you know, I felt like it was the perfect segue into it. Okay, let's carry on. But these followers can help you in any interaction, so I indulge in this option until Here I had to pull off the craziest quest. I need to lure a dragon in and then capture him, talk to him, interrogate him, which is crazy to me. From not knowing that dragons are in this game to actually talking to them and interrogate them, and potentially we are gonna be able to fly one, I would not believe you if you told me this. I was a bit skeptical at first, but I thought, let's go with it. I do believe this may be the best course of action. Only Skyrim can make you care so much for a dragon. All my trust went into him, and it ended up to be the right choice. So here we are, flying dragons. But now I stumble upon this damn puzzle again. And this time I was determined to find the answer. I was not gonna brute force my way through this. I wanted to know. This is my revenge. And when I found the secret, I was just blown away. So simple yet brilliant. Amazing. Let me know in the comments down below if you had problems with this, the first time, obviously. Then I met the most Conan-like character ever. He was a beast of a man, so I needed to prove myself to him to see if I'm worthy. I mean, I was like, really, I need to prove to you as well? So I will make easy work. Okay, second try in, I got his respect. Whew. Over here is where I met the squad, the ones that can actually have the ability to help me put down Alduin. We were like the Avengers taking down Thanos. But at this point I was so tired I didn't even realize what I needed to do. Eventually I figured it out and I was determined to put an end to this. And after pulling off every single maneuver I've learned throughout this journey, Alduin was finally destroyed. I couldn't believe it, and just like his reign ended, the main quest also ended. Finishing the main story surprised me, not because of the ending, but because of the emptiness it followed. But then you realize the main story isn't the destination, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Most of the games will end after the main story, but here Skyrim only begins. The real magic was everything around it, the caves I haven't explored, the different playstyles I can use. So what now? Well, it's actually very simple. I found myself on a new adventure. From the intrigue of hearing about vampires and the fact that you can hunt them sparked a new interest. Better yet, I end up becoming a vampire, which is the dopest shit ever. Sorry my language, but come on. They pulled this off so well, from not being super overpowered, but not too weak. Sunlight affecting you, but not like creating such a hindrance that you cannot get out is brilliant. Then in the night, you becoming an absolute beast is incredible. Skyrim taught me the value of slowing down, of letting the world breathe instead of sprinting past it. It turned me from a competitive sweatlord gamer into someone who can sit quietly and appreciate the world for what it is. And after all these years of grinding games, grinding everything basically, this was the first time a game made me feel like it was okay to just play. And maybe, just maybe, can do the same for someone else. Thank you for watching.